Welcome everybody to the episode 17 of the RiotCast.
Hi, how
Today
are
we
ya?
have Clint,
Is it
DMS,
18?
Razman, and Blues. It's 17. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
that's me.
Wow, he forgot DMS.
I
That's
said
it.
DMS.
No,
Fuck
that's
off.
it.
He said DMS first.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking pay
So I'd
attention,
say
Jesus.
arguably the biggest news here is me deciding that free agency was worthless, so I stayed here.
Yay.
Free agency is usually worthless. You always they put out these articles saying, "Oh, here's my top 3 pick." It's usually just top 2 picks.
I'm still
honestly.
fourth.
Seattle was in my top 3 for my free agent rankings, though.
You freaking
I don't
loser.
even remember what my last free agency rankings was. It was probably freaking minute or LAP.
I'll probably never
Winnipeg.
I don't like Los Angeles. I think I've said that multiple times before on account of me playing for the Pride for a couple seasons.
Oh, I
I like them. To be fair, I just like Wasty and Bodice. Everyone else, whatever. They used to have Rue too. He was cool.
Root
Now he's here.
He's a god.
Not
Oh,
God,
my
he's a
last free
guy.
agency rankings, top 3 were Panthers, Wolfpack, Admirals.
Who?
Quentin and I were like 2 of the last 5 or something Admiral's draft picks.
Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. That wasn't even my most frequent. The latest
mean
one
recent?
was Seattle, West Kendall, and Pride as top 3, with Wolfpack and LA rounding out top 5.
I mean,
Hamilton
I
was at the
think-
bottom of the list as by strongly putting JB as a cunt.
I second that. I think they get up-repped you for that one.
Yeah. Well, that's on the old site, so it doesn't carry. The only up reps I have on this site is from JY, and it was a double fucking up rep because the system borked out.
Bork them.
Yeah. It's fucking great. But yeah, so speaking of that fucking new site, we got a draft done. You guys drafted what?
Yep.
Prospect? Maybe 2?
We got Blues. So now we got Blues and Schultze are probably our most noteworthy picks.
Different
else did we
different
get in the
Blues.
draft?
There's like
Different
You guys have
Blues.
like 3
We got,
Blues.
OG Blues.
We got Benjamin Blue Blues.
Yeah, we got Blue
Blues
Cheese,
fan.
Youngblood Blues, and OG Blues.
Yeah, we got all the Blues now.
Hey, Brandon, so we have to stay blue still. That's
We also got Toman in the as a trade.
I think that's a great acquisition. I don't
I like
care
how
if he's here
Toman
for a
doesn't
year.
have a roster tag or role on him, but Wuma still has a fucking roster role.
That's
Wuma's fucking good, though.
Our locker room fucked.
I don't think Coleman would be happy if all the talk, like 80% of our locker room talks is a shit on Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't think
I would
he
never
really
say such a
do
thing.
Yeah, those freaking buttfuckers.
Toman's such a nice guy. I
Toman's
love
a nice
Toman.
guy, though.
I do love Tom.
Great guy. I've had some noteworthy 3 a.m. conversations with Toman.
Yeah, I think he's a
good.
great guy to have in the locker room.
Yeah, he
And
seems
he's
like
not in the
hopefully-
locker room.
I just find it
I
funny.
was
that
pretty-
Even
he went
though he's
second
only in the
overall.
the alumni channel.
He
But I
doesn't
really
have a
hope
role.
that his player sings well for us.
Yeah, and then-
Well, his player is doing so well in preseason. And I was kind of on the fence about the trade, honestly, but
Oh, come on.
preseason
Speaking of
seems to be saying
preseason,
otherwise.
freaking
I don't know. I just strongly dislike those trades where you're trading for someone who's a dead player, essentially. Like,
I
Yeah,
mean, if
exactly.
you're going for a strong playoff push,
run,
I can
but-
kind of understand it. But
Like,
if you're giving
it-
up a lot for a carcass, basically, then come on, you're just a bad GM
like
at that
it
point.
didn't pay off when we traded for Grape a couple seasons ago, but we were able to end up trading him at the deadline.
Yeah, but you got Grape in here. Grape's cool.
I like
Part of that
I
trade.
didn't see a whole lot. He wasn't around a whole lot, honestly.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't be surprised with that because he was busy with San Francisco.
I don't get why we're like a rebuilding young team, and then we're training for retired dead carcasses.
That
You know.
was my thing, yeah. And I was just like, I don't see the purpose in trading for one player. We're going to be making deep playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, Mr. Roboto.
But
I agree.
It's 4D chess, boys. 4D chess. But speaking of freaking preseason, my player got
4D chess.
fucked by auto lines. Like, JY had this perfect thing where I was gonna be on the second line. Then we had a
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
like Cameron Carter on our roster, so the game or the sim just auto lined me, and I got less than 2 minutes in the first less than 2 minutes a night in the first 18 games.
Nice.
I was like,
Who do you
Ooh.
play
Jack
for?
got third line.
man.
I'm on
Oh,
the second
oh,
line
that's
with
right.
Jack got third line on that.
The duality of man.
Fuck.
Before the update went in, I
Hi,
looked at it and I
Tasia.
was like on the second line with 30. I don't know. All I know is I
Yeah.
got fucked. I was basically on the
I
ice
don't
as
know
an
why the
extra
preseason
forward.
for SMJHL is a day later.
So
It's
what do
because
we
some fireworks being worked on still for the SMJHL, so they're just gonna run
Oh.
2 days. Yeah, they're waiting on just a couple things to get finished up.
They're basically waiting for the
Okay.
people in the SHL's preseason to be done.
Okay.
If the Whalers don't win this
So
time, we're gonna have a problem.
so
What are
would you
making
guys say is the
Colorado's
big
gonna
news
win it,
around
please.
the site so far? Like,
AP failing to sign with anyone. No, that's
yeah,
not big news. That's just expected
if you
news.
haven't seen what I've been posting there, I'm basically trashing the dude, and I'm not sorry about it.
Boost your ego.
I mean,
boost
yeah,
your
he
ego.
screwed
I mean,
himself.
if you don't when you
Yeah,
get
he did.
undrafted too in SHL, your player gets totally screwed anyway. So he's
Yeah.
not gonna have any TPE at this point.
Well, Andy's suspended on top of that, so technically
Yeah.
he shouldn't be claiming TPE.
Because he's
Oh.
gone 25 games.
Yeah, that's the thing, too.
Until he's signed, he's basically sitting going, I still
I
need
really-
25
Oh, boy.
games. Go away, boys.
He makes Logan look smart.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's something that's hard to do, but
Oh, speaking of,
That's a talent.
this isn't like an
Wait,
attack on
who'd you
Logan,
say?
but I looked at his update page, and how do people make update pages so complicated? Like, you look
I don't
around the
know.
site, and you just,
Like-
you want to bang your head into the wall. They're just so
wait, are you
complicated.
talking about
You
Logan's
need-
update page?
Yes,
Yeah.
Logan,
Izzy's.
Smurf,
And he
anyone.
shits, and he would shit on me for my update page.
I
So
haven't looked at
It's-
Logan's update page.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
fuck
It's like the worst part of
He was
Logan.
insulting the
Funny.
updaters too.
Logan is so
It was
dumb.
fucking dumb.
Don't make me.
Oh, hey,
shut-
Sammy's here. Hi,
Hey.
Sammy.
Great.
Oh, hey,
Okay.
Sammy. Fucking kid who doesn't know how to add up his TPE and is making me
Started
fucking
doing
audit
it.
him.
Shut up.
Speaking of messing
Where?
up TPE,
Speaking of
I s-
TPE,
no,
let's talk
no,
about
screw you.
Gary.
I said it first. Fuck off.
It was in the back
So-
of my mind. I was just waiting for it to
I
happen.
guess everyone's gonna
I mean,
go
the
at what
funny
that
thing
So
is-
shut up,
The,
shut up,
last-
shut the fuck up.
No, fuck you. No, I'm not shutting up. I am not shutting up right now.
Sammy, server mute him.
No.
So-
Okay, which one do I
I'll
serve you?
fucking get my own podcast.
Can I get a? Wait.
Anyway, so I had a fun issue where I counted up my TP and I'm like, what the fuck? I thought I applied everything and I'm missing one TP. So I left a message like, hey, can someone check this? Something's
Yeet.
fucked up here. And he's like,
Full
they
audit.
came back to it and updated and it's like, yeah, there was a fucking problem. I don't know where you missed the TP, but it was like, whatever. And here's your
Yeet.
bank.
Yeah, so no, I went into Sammy's, what was it, last night, because I was like, oh, well, let me just make sure that everyone's files are right and the file work for shit to go good for preseason. Like, because Sammy had he changed his player type. So I was like, all right, let me go take a look. And I start running his build, and he's like fucking 22 TP short on his 350 build.
I know. I've always had that.
How do you,
Nobody's told.
Why?
do you
I mean,
not
I know how to
check
count,
your
and then-
fucking build, bud?
Like,
Oh,
Put
wait.
it
that's
into the
reason I'm
calculator.
auditing your ass.
Put it
I
into
kinda
the
wanted to
fucking
die.
calculator, bud.
Actually, I knew like last off season, but I never applied it.
Calculator,
And we won the cup anyways, so I don't know. We won the cup. It doesn't matter.
You told me I
I'm
put
the
you
best at
fucking second
updating.
line
I'm
minutes
on the
in
fourth line on my junior
Czechoslovakia.
team.
Huh?
Put you on fourth line minutes in Czechoslovakia, and that's for some fucking shit.
Yeah.
Czechoslovakia is
my
crap
junior
anyways. They didn't win a medal this year.
They're not even a real country.
Hey,
Yeah.
They're not.
a pretty little union.
I don't
I-
understand why they had the Slovakia part. They're like
I don't know.
Two
Ask,
so here's-
ask,
I don't know either.
Dor-
just fucking
Just
make
here's
it
the
all
most of the
up.
players
Just
who
check
created
everything.
their Czechoslovakia.
You can understand each other.
Just
Here,
get
I
Most
got
of
the
the
original
players that
reason.
created
Ready?
are Czechoslovakian. They're not even Slovakian. They're
Or-
almost always.
Hey, Artie
Imports.
Slovak. That's the reason. Hey, we're a lot of young chefs now.
nation
Yeah,
import.
yeet.
The Czech
Uh,
Republic.
so the reason
And that's not like
Czechoslovakia
the only
is
important thing.
Czechoslovakia.
Ireland. Being
Alright.
One of you guys
the-
shut up. I can't hear DMS because he is literally on the radio or something.
He sounds like he's on the radio right now.
Blue,
Yeah.
shut up.
If he was on the radio, he'd sound better.
I
It sounds like he's
would.
calling into
Yeah,
a
that's true.
radio
Yeah,
show.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm calling into the radio station. You guys are listening through. Caller, go ahead.
Oh, hey-o.
Fuck off, you fucking radio host. I don't know what I did with my weed. So the reason we have Czechoslovakia
Yeah.
is because
Because
back when they made the IHF originally, they had a whole bunch of Czechs, a whole bunch of Slovaks, and Artie, the fucking dildo,
no,
Hey.
he started
Sammy,
Czechoslovakia.
shut up.
was it
So
already?
The whole intention, yeah. There
Uh-huh.
wasn't enough Czechs, there wasn't enough Slovaks, so they decided to go with Czechoslovakia. And ever since then, pretty much everyone else is made as a Czech. But Artie still floats around as our lone Slovak.
Well, fuck it. We'll just grandfather him in. Say, all right, you're grandfathered in, but it's fucking Chechnya now, so fuck off.
Just be
We're a nice, pretty little union now.
What's
How much
that
of
other
vaccinated
country,
are-
like
are transferred anyway?
Rizalzovstrand or whatever, that was created in the World War, after World War, was it after World War One? That was
I don't know. Oh, buddy, I got a fat 18 rack sitting in my car.
Oh, Yugoslavia,
guys.
yeah. Why don't we have Team Yugoslavia, you know?
Because nobody creates from the Balkans.
Yeah,
maybe
Blues
we
isn't,
should
Blues
change
isn't
that,
incorrect
bud.
there.
What?
We can
It's a
replace
step in hex.
Austria with the Yugoslavia.
Yeah, just replace Austria
I
with
don't think
literally
Izzy's gonna
anything.
like
Nobody
that
wants.
I
too
don't give a fuck
Yeah.
what Izzy thinks. No one likes
That's
Austria
exactly
now.
why we're doing it.
They're the
I mean,
one
I
country
like
that
it.
relies on transfers the most.
Who?
Latvia.
Austria.
Oh,
I don't
Austria.
know.
I don't know.
I don't know,
Austria is
man.
literally all transfers.
The Czechs
Okay.
or UK are
We're
getting a lot
pretty
of
full of, we're
fucking
pretty full of
imports now.
transfers. Yeah,
I'm
that's-
gonna be honest
between
and,
Cal
and
and
say
I.
that Ireland, most of the core of the Irish team transferred. I'm gonna be honest with you
I'm
guys.
probably thinking
Half
of
of it.
transferring into
If
Ireland
it
too.
weren't for the
That's
last
smart.
draft,
To be fair, my player technically has roots in it with O'Herty, so
What's his name?
Sulak
Technically.
O'Herty. So it's either Czech, Swiss, or Irish.
I'm the only. I was
Oh,
like the only.
boy.
Irish
transfers
player
ruin the IIHF. Just saying.
created.
Yeah,
Hey,
but having 80
uh,
billion players on one team and not having them play also ruins it.
Exactly, but
To be honest,
That's
IHF
basically
is
why
a
I
it is in
transferred,
real life.
bud.
It's
That's
a
kind
joke,
of-
bud. It's the
Man,
whole
transfers
system's a
just
joke.
ruin IIHF.
Let's
I'm gonna be
LNG.
honest. Whoever the fuck listens to our podcast, I feel bad for them because
People
we're just
listen to
talking
this?
over each other.
We're just
I don't
talking.
think
Yeah,
anyone
people
does.
listen
Just
to
go on a
this.
Yeah,
tangent.
occasionally
It's not
people do
even
listen to
funny.
this.
I was
I don't know
surprised when
why,
like
but-
King was like, "Hey, you mentioned me in the podcast. Thanks." And I'm like,
Yeah, King.
"When the
and then
fuck
Luke.
did I mention you in the I mean, I know I mentioned you, but that was like 20 minutes in. How the fuck did you get 20 minutes
You
in?"
listened that far? You got
Yeah.
that far? Okay.
King and Luke
When
are
I
all
see a
over
podcast,
it.
I just
Hard
kind of
possibly
skip
listen
around.
that
I just
far
skip
in.
like 20 minutes in. It's like, did they say
We
anything?
should-
No.
We
Fuck
should
it.
just split it into like 3 separate ones. Like divide this into 3, and then we have 2 people a podcast. and
It's
that's
just
the fun
cancer.
Two
part.
people
Well,
podcast, yeah.
Well,
we just
podcast.
we just record the same
Hey, we don't
podcast
say
and
shit.
Just-
two people upload it. It's the
And we
same
write
hour
this down.
podcast, and we all just
Oof.
Yeah, nobody will notice. Just upload it. Hold up.
I can tell you one thing: as a former media grader, I would never look at the podcast. I just looked at the time.
I know. I think
Well,
Schultz
we're doing a
said that he'll
podcast
listen
with
to the
Jack,
first 10
and you
minutes,
can
and
leave
then
your
he'll say,
questions on the
"I don't
thread."
give a fuck."
I
Like
mean,
first
I
10
would
minutes, and
honestly
he's like,
leave-
"Okay, whatever," you know.
Yeah, it's honestly hard.
Pretty sure that's the definition
like,
of most
kinda
jobs
stay
on
attached to
the
something like this.
SHL.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Speaking
Sounds
of
good.
media,
I'm done with this.
SHL Media needs to get their fucking graders in gear. We're like 15 weeks
Yeah.
behind.
They did a huge post the other day of media.
Oh
but
shit!
there
Yeah,
was
they
a point
cleared
where
out
it
a
was like a whole
shit
month.
ton. They still don't have my RiotCast fucking media done.
They're never
From
gonna have that.
Jokes.
They're never gonna have our IHF done. I can guarantee that. There's so much.
They'll just look at it and say, "All right, you posted this many words. Here's your money."
Yeah, that's probably it. Because our words, what did we finish at? We finished at like 20,827.
Yeah. So that's what, like $3.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, basically.
I think I have $1 actually in my account because I negotiated my contract weird.
Wow,
Because I'm a little cunt
that's
about
that's genius.
That sounds about right for Hex.
it.
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
very Hex thing.
It pretty much is. I know, like, this contract, I didn't even have to negotiate a stupid contract. It's just like Gio's like, here's how much we have less, and it's like 2.25. I'm like, all right, that's good enough for me. Next
Oh,
That's
wait a minute.
next
Geck
season
is one
though,
of your fucking.
RFA
Oh, I feel
contract,
bad
boys.
for you, bud.
What?
RFA.
I feel bad for Hex. He's got Geck as one of his GMs. You know.
To be honest,
I'm
I'm
doing
always
podcast
confused
with
Who's
whether
one of his
Geck
GMs?
or Gunnar is the
We're hoping
GM.
for Monday.
They're like the both same roll color.
I haven't talked to Gunnar in forever. Hey, Tiana.
Goonie?
No,
Goonster.
not Goonie. Gunnar. Gunnar Bear.
Gunnar Bar.
Oh, who's that?
You are very creative with the usernames.
Yeah, people have a lot of unique
Hi,
uses.
Tiana.
It's kind of weird.
Like, I honestly thought you were talking about Goonie. I honestly forgot that Gunnar Bear existed.
Goonie's weird.
No, he
You
isn't.
Idiot. What is your brain?
Yeah, he is.
This
If we're talking about
guy's
the formal
insulting
Hamilton
Goonie.
Goonie,
Must
hey,
stand up for him.
don't you start with that shit.
What?
Don't you fucking start with me. So, rebrands. Let's talk about that. Well, let's first talk about Detroit. They got a nice little logo redesign that looks. Initially, I was like, "What?" But it definitely looks a
Still
lot
hate the
better.
fuck out of them though.
I
No,
I
wait,
like
I don't think I saw that actually.
It's
I
a
like
nice
their
look.
I like their rebrand. Then I looked at Colorado's again. Then I love their rebrand.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like,
I mean, the Raptors
I honestly
are cool.
think the
but-
Raptors looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it
if you look
doesn't.
at my SIG, like, come on,
I mean,
Raptors looks.
I do like the new Falcons
It
one.
looks like some
I
make
don't know why people
monsters
love making
puking.
them so complicated. These are better, simple ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at my SIG. Like, look at that. If that doesn't sell you on Raptors, then I don't know what will. Like, come on, that's a pretty. decent
Yeah, I
SIG.
don't know what will.
Makes
Just
sense.
in general, I don't know what will me.
SIG
What the
made
lock
by
is
Raptors are just a bunch of
Animatic,
traders now.
best SIG maker on the
Or my
site.
NJC.
Fight me. Seriously though, Engi's best site. So we got Detroit changing their logo or updating their logo. I like it a lot. And then we have Seattle going from a logo redesign to a full-on rebrand.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know. Honestly,
Maybe.
I don't know
I don't know.
how much good you can get from Riot.
I
Can't,
still like.
I've
like the
thought
Riot.
about stuff. I've not thought of anything good. We need a scheme though. We cannot stray from blue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the teal blue, cyan blue. If you get rid of that color, I'll leave the locker room.
Me too.
You'll find
I
a new
still-
Riot cast host.
Me too.
I still love the Seattle Sammys.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Who the fuck?
Just make it
When
blue.
the fuck was that? The one you just posted, Sammy. When the fuck was that done? I feel like we've had that logo for a while.
No, didn't King make that?
Not the sandwich one. The fucking like the
No,
nice
I don't have the sandwich
gas,
one. The other one.
like the nice graffiti mask, basically.
That was King, I thought. It wasn't
Yeah,
I thought that's been done for like a long time. Whatever.
it? Oh. Okay.
Just ignore me. But yeah. Yeah, I'm
So,
not sure how I feel about the total rebrand, but
I think one of the cooler things that someone's doing on the site is the SHL 50.
what the fuck is that?
No.
Thing?
Oh, so the babe that is Nor is on this like quest where 50 people recommended albums he should listen to, and he's listening to one album each day.
Yeah, that's not only
Not
great,
only is it a,
also
not
totally-
only is it interactive, but it's a genius idea.
Yeah.
If you like listening to music, it's totally decent.
Yeah, I remember. I know I recommended something to him. I think Plaz did too, right?
Yeah.
Blues,
Oh.
you're awful. Like your music's awful. I've never listened to it. But I know it's awful.
Oh God, my music genre is so different to anyone I know of. Like most of my
Dude, I
friends, it's
listen to
kind of the
video
same,
game
but
music.
like people at my college, it's just like, here's what they listen to, and then there's me. That's like other end of the spectrum. It's like, you know,
Like,
Yeah, I put in Kirby music, so I think I'm on another level.
yeah, I'm like punk, metal,
Wait, Plaz.
ska.
Plaz. Is it true that you
Early rap.
actually recommended that Nora listen to the Kirby 25th anniversary orchestra concert?
That is correct.
That was a fucking word of a sentence. That was a sentence.
It's an actual album by the Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of music, Mac
Believe it or
Miller
not,
died
that's a
today.
real thing. Yes, he
Who?
did.
He OD'd. Mac Miller.
He was some
He was
sort
in
of
the-
rapper dude.
He was in the Haunted House movie with, or not Haunted House, Scary Movie with Snoop Dogg. That was like
You're
the
telling
beginning
me he
bit.
was in?
Which
Oh,
one?
I don't know. The one where
Scary
the
Movie
one with the
5.
cabin in the woods.
That's Scary Movie 5, I
They
think.
came out with the fifth one. Third was the greatest.
Yeah, it
Or
was Scary Movie 5.
I'm right. Of course, I'm right. Blues.
Oh,
Wait,
Always
did they
right.
make 5
Audio.
of those?
Right, audio.
What?
What?
You like not recording?
No, I opened the video and I forgot if it will play on because of how I'm recording. But yeah, it's that.
Oh, okay.
I fucking
Why
can
was
hear
there
the
5 of them exactly?
prospect tournament, Detroit's prospect tournament audio in the other room.
Hmm.
I think
That's
Detroit's losing
interesting.
because they're fucking their shit's
The
awful.
Tigers.
No, Red Wings prospect camp. They're playing Minnesota right now.
apparently, some Sen knocked out a Hab during one of the games.
What else? Can we
What
talk
did you
about?
just say?
Yeah, I don't know what you said to be honest.
Someone from Ottawa
I
knocked
heard
out
Sens, but
someone
I
from
was
Montreal. with a
thinking
head.
about
Oh, with
Sens
a
were.
hit. I would have rather a fight. Come on, let's get some knockouts going, boys.
He was knocked out.
I mean, yeah, but I want to fight, bud, not a fucking hit.
Yeah, I need people to get concussions in like the All-Star game.
Fucking,
Wow.
I'd love to see a fight in the All-Star game. Come on, let's make the
Even
All-Star.
was the
John
last time Joe
Fat-
played
Better
a
yet,
couple
let's
years
make
ago,
the
I
All-Star
think.
game mean something. The winner is back to West versus East, and the winner gets home ice advantage for their conference. Yeah, their
Like
conference
Conference in the Stanley Cup.
and the finals. Yeah,
Oh, that actually makes sense.
it can still be fun, but at least it kind of means something later on in the season. I can get why people say,
That's
"Well,
cool.
it's an All-Star game," but to be fair, no one wants
Yeah.
to be at the All-Star game except for like the people who are
No,
there the
that's
first
cool,
time.
but also,
After that, everyone
I
else
feel
is
like
like,
it makes the regular season
I
mean
broke
less.
my leg. I can't make it to the.
Do you
All-Star
think
game."
Crosby actually enjoys going to those nowadays?
What?
Do you think Crosby enjoys going to those All-Star games nowadays?
I don't know.
But it's like on his 20th one, like, oh, what the fuck doing? Oh, it's good old blast me away because your mother wanted to blast me away. Whatever Carrie
Good
said.
old blast. I forever owe my life to him because he taught me how to chirp.
Ooh. He's
So
your
watch
dad.
Letterkenny.
Ireland.
You'll fucking learn how to chirp fast with Letterkenny.
One from Soft Shot.
I
Fucking
can't even.
slap
I don't
shot, bud.
chirp. I've joke chirped Troy. and
Did I
Jack,
tell
but,
you the
like,
story of how I chirped this one dude in tennis one time? Really pissed him off.
Which chirp is this one? Was this one?
Did I just get the word rapist come out of your mouth?
No. I think it was the one where I like said he was worse than my blind sister or something, even though my sister isn't blind.
very specific and sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you nace on the kid.
Mm-hmm.
I can be
Yes.
wrong too. So what do you think of women?
Ireland.
Awful.
Of what?
Scrooge of your.
What do you think of women?
Wait, were those ones to Ireland or women?
Women.
Oh,
The vagina holding pieces of crap that just want to
oh
nag us and
my
nag us.
fucking god.
What the fuck is that?
There are times when I wonder why I'm friends with you.
Dude,
Who let Wiki in here?
Because you are a true fucked up son of a bitch, Clint.
Who, Clint? Clint's a normal person.
Better being a fake son of a bitch.
How is he a normal person?
Who
He
doesn't
has
hate
hair.
women?
He has a face. That's normal enough.
I mean, we all have faces, but
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't make that
We all have
assumption,
faces
bud.
in low places.
hey, are you
I had a
saying that
monkey
there
rip
are
my
people
face
who
off at
don't
the age
have
of
faces?
10. I still experience that trauma every day.
Well, how the hell can you talk if you don't have a face?
He has his ways.
It's throat noises,
Does-
bud. You don't use your you don't use your entire face to talk. It's like mostly just vibrations from
Oh.
your throat, bud.
You just
Oh,
Your
do what
lips kind of
Sammy
do
does
stuff
and-
Are we
too,
about
but
to get
ignore that part.
Alrighty.
Why are we getting philosophical?
Philosophical shit sucks.
Because we're 25 minutes in and we're already out of material. That's
Praise
Hot damn.
future women.
be honest, I've still
Never heard
started
of it
playing Lego
whatsoever.
Star Wars.
Okay, so
Someone want to come clean out my cooler?
Did we
No,
talk about the carry
no.
incident yet?
There's free beer.
I don't
I'll
want
take it.
beer
But I don't know.
only if
Some,
it's
that
That was a
non-alcoholic.
thing, though.
Or
For sure.
some Go-Gurts.
Yeah, like, did you say
Go-Gurts?
Gogurt or yogurt?
Go-Gurt.
If I
If,
heard,
okay, it
if
better
I-
be Gogurt, because if
if
it was
I
just a
heard
yogurt,
Go-Gurt,
then
I'm
that's a joke. But
if I heard Go-Gurt, I'm fucking going in on that.
Go.
Come get it. There's some Go-Gurt in this nasty ass cooler of mine that I haven't cleaned out in 2 weeks.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
so
I need to get
SMJHL
better about
wise,
that.
it's gonna look to be a good season. Bunch
Yeah,
of teams have a bunch of cap players. I know Colorado has like a handful, like maybe
Yeah,
6 or
like
7 cap
McKinnon.
players. They're gonna
Vancouver's pretty high on
Don't.
themselves.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Vancouver. I
When
thought
is Vancouver?
Granted, they
I
Pedersen.
hate Vancouver because they picked Ontanis, and I really wanted
Oh, tough
Ontanis
fantasy.
to
come back to
get picked by
Louis.
St. Louis. Ontanis is a fucking babe, okay? I love him.
Good guy.
Then you have Anchorage, who decide the best course of action is signing probably the worst possible locker room people you could find in Mac and Joester.
I have not interacted with Mac, and I haven't really liked Joester from our time with San Francisco.
My
I
only
knew you loved
interaction
Coda.
with Ghoster was when he was like reading.
Don't get me started on Dakota.
Dakota
put
who?
Latvia and fucking
Dakota Reed.
DMS is talking.
Who the fuck's Dakota Reed? I can't fucking think of it.
Jiggly.
Right. Yeah, the fucking
That's a person
the-
now.
the PIM leader in SHL. What a fucking joke that is. Your fucking
Jiggly is?
PIM leader has 77 checking. That's a fucking joke.
the entire build system in the SHL is a
It's
joke.
a fucking joke.
I think we all know that.
I mean, whatever. It's fine.
Freaking, at least in the J, you got people going over 100 PIMs. Like, come on. Figure it out.
I mean, it's just comparative. That's the way I view it. Is that it's comparative. You know, like in the WHL, there's kids that hit 140 fucking points in the season for no goddamn reason. Those same kids go up to the NHL and they're hot garbage.
Well, that's because they get called up by the GMs too soon and they expect them to produce when they need a season
Also
or
get
two.
called up by bad teams,
Yeah.
usually.
Well,
let's actually look at that. Like Nail Yakupov.
I still wait
He was
for my
a
man
decent
Tippett to do
person.
well, but
He's
he's
a
on
decent
Florida,
player. It's
so
just
I mean,
he got called
Nail
up and there was a
Yakupov
coach.
was
He was a good prospect. It's just the coach Edmonton had at the time fucked his confidence. He just destroyed
I
the
thought
kid's confidence and
Yakupov
it
was
ruined
solid
it.
with St. Louis.
He was
Like, he
doing
wasn't
well with.
something to write home about, but he was pretty okay.
Yeah, he was being a pretty decent third, fourth liner for like St. Louis.
Yeah.
He was getting like 14, 20 points a season, which is it's not like it's awful, but
it's not like
for what he was.
mind-boggling.
It's like, well, yeah, it sucks that he was drafted so high and has only been doing that. But if you think about it, that's pretty decent considering he wasted away in Edmonton under a coach that was just destroying him.
I mean,
isn't he playing in
He's playing in the K with Datsuk's team, Moscow.
That's what I was about to ask.
He actually got a decent goal a couple nights ago, and you saw Datsuk jump in and hug him. It was nice.
Yeah, I wish Yakupov actually fulfill the potential he had. It's kind of a sad story.
I mean, did he really have
King go fuck
potential, or was
himself.
he just drafted overly high and was expected to live up to his draft position?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
another team. He was just drafted high, and when you get drafted high, you're either all right.
You're
You can
you're
either deal with
automatically
that
assumed to have
pressure and the
potential.
expectations, or you falter. Because if you look at
Or-
look at Detroit like recently, or Evgeny Svechnikov, he got drafted high, and he's putting all this pressure on himself, saying he has to be a kind of a leader in Grand Rapids. And his first season he did pretty well, and this last season he didn't do as well. And I think it's just because he put too much pressure on himself to be that kind of team leader,
That's
to
what
show
happened.
Detroit that he can be that leader that drafted him, when Detroit already has a bunch of leaders.
And you think Zetterberg's good? Look at me. Oh,
Zetterberg, I'm not familiar with that name.
I mean, I think Svechnikov's going to turn out to be a solid player.
Yeah, he's gonna be a solid
not
player.
gonna
It's
be-
just he needs to
He's not
take
going
a
to be as
step
good
back.
as his brother. But
Oh yeah,
no
that's
shit.
yeah. But
I mean, the dude who can
then
just snipe
Detroit
it.
has Zadina, where I think Zadina will handle the pressure of being high draft. Because
yeah,
if you can get a prospect that says, you know what, people that pass me up, I'm gonna make their life hell. I'm gonna put the puck in their net. You want that player. You want that player with that fire and that passion. Because
Yeah.
that means he's gonna work his ass off
I love
to prove
that quote.
those fuckers wrong. It's great. It's great.
People not
like I honestly think the Blues did a good.
But Blues,
I think-
the Blues suck. They're hot
No,
garbage.
no. I honestly think we're going to
They're
make the
worst
playoffs
fucking
this
team in
year.
the Central Division.
You
Well,
honestly.
Hey,
Blues sign
you
Maroon.
shut the fuck up, okay?
What the fuck? Oh shit! I just. That's bad.
Blues, this is a Christian Denver.
Everyone thinks the Blues are gonna make it. That's not some
Everyone
bold
knows that it
prediction.
was a fucking fluke that the Avalanche made it into the postseason this year.
No,
I'm not
I
doing-
disagree. I disagree. I think the Avalanche.
They
are
did
great.
well in the
Let's
postseason,
just do it
though.
again.
Accident.
Who's gonna beat them out? Minnesota.
Oh, fuck.
Beat 'em
speaking of
out.
which, I got a bid on a Mac jersey tonight.
Oh, y'all see the jersey I got?
Yes.
Thomas
Bid on a
knows.
Yeah.
Mac gamer.
Tomas Nosek.
Tomas Nosek.
You mean?
uncultured
I thought it was
swine.
Tomasz.
Yeah, it's
That's
Tomas.
Thomas.
It's Tomas. He's Czechoslovakian. Fuck off. It's
I
Tomas.
know he's
Don't you
Czech-
fucking say Thomas.
He's
It's
Czech.
Tomas. Fuck off.
It's
Who is it?
But he's
Tomas
not
Nosek.
even a great. I thought he played for the Golden Knights. He was picked
Yeah.
by them in the expansion
he
draft.
also
Yeah,
plays
he
for
was
the
picked
Red
from
Wings.
Detroit. Yeah, he picked from Detroit. He would have been a decent. He probably wouldn't have started with Detroit, but in this season, but he would have become a solid fourth liner this season with
Somebody
injuries.
likes Detroit anyway, Hex.
Have you ever heard?
Like-
Have you ever heard his voice?
Ah,
Nosek?
Yeah,
Nosek.
he's
No.
hilarious.
Dude, Nosey's awesome. I have 2 jerseys of him now. He's fucking great.
He's probably my favorite fourth liner. in
The
NHL
dude only
besides
registered
the full fourth
15
line.
points in the season in
Yeah,
last
but he fucking
season.
showed up in playoffs, especially in that
Oh,
Washington series
yeah,
when everyone
6
else shit
points.
the bed. He fucking had like a goal and 2 assists or something. He's fucking great. I fucking love him.
Who are you talking about?
Now,
Tomas Nosek.
can I start talking about the Blues
Oh.
now?
Yeah,
No.
No.
go ahead.
Okay.
No.
So I honestly personally think that we're
said
gonna
no.
make the playoffs. I don't fucking care. I don't care. I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna talk anyways.
I'm gonna put soap in your mouth.
Kinky.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
Ooh. A bar of soap in your mouth.
I'm
Go
totally
ahead.
not Toronto to make the playoffs.
What? Brr.
So,
So
who
I
doesn't make the
honestly
playoffs
think
this
the
year?
Blues are gonna make the playoffs this year.
That's not
Yeah,
a
no
bold
doubt.
prediction.
They're gonna make it.
Sabotka and Berglund. I mean, while I love Berglund, he's been with us for a while. He's kind of a.
Dude,
Good
you got
third
O'Reilly.
line
Stop
guy.
complaining.
I was going to get to that. Getting O'Reilly is honestly the biggest thing in the offseason that happened to us.
Blues don't live up to it because O'Reilly isn't worth his contract.
I thought you were going to mention the goalkeeping problem. I was going to get there.
I didn't say anything about Tendy.
Jake
You
Allen
win a cup,
smells
you need a
like
good
poop.
goalie.
Jake Allen just
Allen's
needs to
a
have
pretty
a
decent
solid
goalie.
season and everything's going
Jake
to be
Allen had
fine.
a great season 2 years ago, and then the Blues are like, well, fuck it, we need to pick one.
Who's their other
And,
goalie?
Fuck off.
It was Carter
Oh,
Hutton.
Hutton. Yeah.
But Carter Hutton left in free agency,
Oh,
so I
shit.
think it's
Yeah, yeah.
probably Ville Husso now.
Oh,
Oh yeah, who's?
And if you don't know who he is, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need.
Dude,
I don't know.
I'm sad that St. Louis stopped their affiliation with Chicago Wolves.
Yeah.
But don't they have I think they have the San Antonio affiliation
Yeah,
now.
San
and
Antonio Rampage.
Colorado takes over the Colorado Eagles
Oh
affiliation.
no, we don't have
we have the
Russo. I
Eagles.
forgot we have
The Eagles just moved up because they were in the
our
ECHL,
backup
so they just
goalie
moved up.
is now
Yeah,
Chad
the Eagles
Johnson.
Eagles won the ECHL championship in their final season, and now they're going to the
Back-to-back seasons.
AHL.
Colorado Eagles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
they
they're
won it
AHL
back-to-back
now?
seasons. Don't forget
yeah,
that.
they're in the A.
Who they
Yeah, we're-
replace?
No one. They
No
just-
one. It's 31 teams now, just like the
Oh,
NHL.
so who are they
You
affiliated
fucking
with
donut.
now?
Yeah, they've been
The
affiliated with
Colorado Avalanche.
Can I just say having 31 teams in the league is dumb?
We need
We're gonna have
32.
32 here shortly once we get one up
Yeah,
here
once
in Seattle, boys.
once we get Seattle in, and then Ottawa moves to Quebec.
Moves to Quebec. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I was gonna say what about Quebec, but I guess that's not
We
consolation.
have that covered. Ottawa already has that covered. The GM has a plan of pissing the entire fan base off to move it. It'll
Did
be
you
great.
know that the
He's just
Blues
working on
affiliate was
becoming
owned
beloved
by the
by
San
Quebec.
Antonio Spurs in the AHL?
Yeah.
Like the San Antonio Rampage are owned by the Spurs. That's why they
Yeah,
wear the
that's
same.
why they have the same
they have
color
the same
scheme.
color
They
scheme.
play in the same arena. It's the same.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
It's like how the Milwaukee Admirals are owned by the Milwaukee Brewers. That's why they have the Brewers logo on their jersey. If you've ever seen
That
their
makes
jersey,
sense.
like their
Yeah,
game
I
use
have not.
jersey.
Although I have seen their jerseys, but I haven't paid much attention. I haven't like looked
It's
at them. hard,
it's
but
the ad
they-
spot on the top right of their jersey. That's where you see it.
Do they have a Christian Yelich on their team?
No. Why would they have Christian Yelich on their team?
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of athletes from other sports and hockey, did you see the Jalen Ramsey comment?
Who the hell is Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah,
He's
I've
a
never
He's the
football player that
cornerback
said
for the
he could.
Jaguars.
He
Brother,
said he
that's
could
what
make the
Ramsey
NHL
right
in
there.
6 months.
Oh my
And
god.
Vladdy just like fucking savaged
And
him.
oh my god, if you
Vladdy
watch the
went
Spit and
down hard
Chicklets
on him.
podcast, Whitney laid into the poor kid. It was great.
But I freaking hate Spit and Chicklets. I tried listening
How do
to
you
that a
hate
couple times.
How can you hate it?
How the fuck can how can you get past that thick Boston accent? Like honestly, Clint, I'd probably kill myself if I lived in
It's not
Boston.
that bad.
Tarasenko said
When you
that-
have freaking Whitney and
problem with
Biz
it?
Nasty on a podcast, it's just gonna be great podcast. I don't care about anything else you
This
say.
Nasty's questionable just in general.
Whoa!
I don't even know
Whoa.
what the fuck you're talking about. So
You should shut
Don't
up. I love the
disrespect
Biz. Don't disrespect Biz.
what is this?
Don't get involved in this business.
Hockey podcast, but
That
Spit
was a
and Chicklets,
horrible
yeah.
pun, and you know it. You should be quiet now.
Shut up. I'm
All
talking.
Biz
Men are
Nasty.
talking.
I don't care.
did Clint just say men are talking?
Yes.
Why would he
Oh.
say that? He is
Like, how can
he's,
you hate that face? How can you hate that face?
I mean, I never said it. It's a podcast. It's not a watchcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a podcast.
call
It's a good listen.
Fucking video. A fucking watchcast.
Watch
I'm
it.
watching it. No, someone's gonna
Running
say in
a
the
field cast.
someone in the forum's gonna be like, why don't you do a watch cast now? Why don't you
Yep.
do a video podcast?
Why
For
don't you get a job?
me.
How about that? Fuck out of here.
How about that?
Hell, baby.
I need to water the flowers, boys.
It's
Whoa.
9:40 p.m.
No, it's not. For him, it's 6:42.
No,
Because
it's
he's 3
9:40.
hours back.
Anyone else in
Washington
different
State.
time zones?
He is
CMS
different time zones.
is in Seattle. He's like sick. Not
'Cause he's a
Seattle. He's in
fucking nerd.
Spokane.
Washington State is meaningless.
Hey, Ray, what's up?
You knew.
All right,
Green
we've
air.
killed 40 minutes.
Okay, let me come
Whoa,
over here.
that's
Killed is
that's
the right word.
dope.
That is right. The thing with this podcast is I can't send it straight to SoundCloud. I'll have to like do a YouTube upload for it.
Oh,
Whoa.
You can do a video
Dude,
podcast.
you're gonna get demonetized.
I don't give a shit.
You think they're actually gonna look through
At
it?
this
Think like
point,
I'm gonna monetize this
I don't
shit?
think
No
he
fucking
cares.
way.
No.
Ads are gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Get the fuck out of here.
Whatever. I mean, the draft the draft commentaries are on YouTube. So
Fucking yeah, draft comment. All I looked at it looked like just a draft board that kind of got updated.
There are
every once in a
honestly
while.
some nights where I like get bored, so I just look at like old NHL drafts and stuff.
Yeah, me
Did
too.
you guys know that Joe Murphy was a first overall pick?
Who's
Who the
Joe
fuck's Joe
Murphy?
Murphy?
He was a
Exactly. So like saying what has Crutchfield done notably in the SHL? It's like exactly.
like he's done
What
with it.
player
Like
has
done.
anything decent? None of his players have
Exactly.
done anything.
Oh, him? I thought you were talking about in general.
I mean,
Oh.
I think he's done some stuff, but his players have done nothing. He's like made an all-star team or two, but other than
They got
that,
the whole
he's fucking
site to start beating off to him.
yeah. It's
That's like the thing.
I'm not gonna. Let's not talk about that. I'm gonna start saying things, and things are gonna be said. And it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
end
yeah.
with
You get
me
listeners,
getting
Hex.
suspended.
That's how you get listeners.
That's how you get. That's how I
I'm
get
the
suspended.
kind of person. So wait, if we were gonna start talking about the carry situation, then we could have tied it in with the Blues situation because
What's the Blues
I
situation?
think it's kind of well known.
Blues got suspended 6 games.
S37, my final
Getting
season in
50 over the cap.
juniors.
It's a narrative.
Yeah, 50 TP
Oh, you
over the
freaking
cap.
you freaking didn't pay attention to your cap. You fucking donut.
I
Oh,
didn't
no,
pay
in
attention to
general,
How
my
do people
cap,
not
and Wazzy
pay?
kept
How
updating
do
me.
not people just keep track of your cap? It's
No, Blues was over the SMJHL cap. Not
how do
the
you go
general
50
cap.
over the fucking SMJHL
Yeah,
cap?
he was playing for 400
He
TP.
didn't-
How the fuck do
he
you
didn't know
do
it. He
that?
wasn't paying
What the
attention.
fuck?
I don't, because
He was-
the
fucking
stupid thing
donut.
is, I mean, I was new to the site. I didn't know about it, and then
Did
to
you not have
add,
mentors
my
that said you can't go over 350? Like even my updates now, it's like, hey, congrats, you're almost at 350. I know you don't need to be
I-
told this, but
I
congrats.
think
And
I
it's
had
like,
like a
thanks,
momentary
fucking
lapse
Adam.
of judgment when I started doing that. But to add, and this is probably the worst part, I only found out when they did an audit on me. My updater did not
I
tell
never
me
have to
that
worry
I
about
had done
caps. I never
something
update.
wrong. You need to
You're old.
update.
Hey
I know.
bud, you're 50 over your TP cap for the J.
That's the problem.
You're gonna get disciplined anyways. But I thought you'd know. I didn't know.
Yeah, I got like
I'm
a.
still fourth
I got
line
a
in my
9.
junior team.
I think I got a
Blues got a
9-game
9-game, and then
suspension,
it was,
but they lowered it.
repealed to 6.
Yep.
I saw it repealed to 8.
It got repealed to 6.
no.
I was looking at it earlier.
I thought it got repealed to more
Yeah.
games. Is that how
Because,
repeals work?
well,
You get more games.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
close.
I wish that's how it
And
worked.
the big difference between Blues and Carey is that Blues was only over for 6
6
or
games.
7. Maybe it was 8 games. I don't know, something like that. It was like a week's worth of games essentially.
Yeah.
So it probably got put in for an audit.
Mhm.
Wait, Blues, how the fuck were you 50 TPE over for only 6 games?
I have no idea. To be
Like
honest,
the start of the season or something.
I was carryover for
I think it
3
was the start of the
seasons.
season.
Carey's dated back for like 4 seasons or something like that.
Yeah, how did that
shit,
happen?
that's bad.
Fucking
That's
double
really
claim.
bad.
Yeah, that's
You have
not
no
the
right to
updaters.
say that, Blues.
That's why I don't know who his regular updater was, but that's why they got punished for that.
I think
Yeah, they should.
But
Keeks
I
was-
honestly find it funny that I think in my case the updater got punished more.
Yeah, he did.
'cause-
Yeah,
It
'cause
wasn't on.
He
It wasn't on the suspension. It didn't say anything about. Well, it said that the updater did get punished because fucking Clint's in there. Why didn't the updater get punished? And I forget who it was that was carrying out that whole.
Hey,
thread.
I
They were like,
found
"Oh,
it
I think
right
it was.
now.
I think it
Somehow
was
it
Kit, maybe?
generated 6. I got suspended for 7 games, not 9, and they reduced it to
Oh.
6.
Oh, there you go. You must have been
Fucking
over
joke.
for 9 games, is what it was.
Yeah.
What a fucking joke.
That's
How much did the updater get charged?
like 6 million or something.
Really.
Yeah, he was basically fired.
Who was it?
Yeah, Wazzy got
Wazzy.
punished.
Oh,
I
it was
honestly
Wazzy?
think it was fair because
Yeah.
That's pretty sizable.
yeah.
What? Leafa told me that, I forget. I don't know. I was saying something.
For fuck's sake. But
I don't know.
yeah.
All right, gang.
I'm
I gotta go.
on the road.
Okay.
Starting to lose.
guys
a
have a good
lot of
evening.
momentum. Yeah,
Have
that's right.
kiss.
Anything else
so
on this
oh.
site? Anything else? Well, I guess we can talk about Edmonton fucking re-signing 6 people.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Weird.
They
Yeah.
resigned
Either to
six
1 or
people.
2 year contracts, which is
1
kind
year.
of risky.
Oh, Kirkers or
It is.
Obese gets a hometown discount for 3 mil.
Yep.
Ad DZ gets a 4 mil contract.
Hey, you guys
Nose gets a
suck.
5
Bye.
mil.
Oh shit. Oh shit. It's. Oh, I
Just
thought that was
ignore the
Cam.
troll. He'll go back under the bridge.
I thought it was Cam.
Cal
No.
gets a 5 mil. Who the fuck is Brody back? Oh, Drilled Twinkies. Never heard of him. Then Pack. Yeah. Decent list of people. No outstanding issues with them.
Does anyone ever have someone comment on their skin color? Like you don't know how pasty white you are.
I just say it out loud myself.
I mean, I
Some-
know I'm like pasty white, but no one tells me. Except for
Yeah,
my
someone
arms,
heard-
because when I drive, I just have my arm out the window, so like my arms are fucking, the top of my arms are tan, and everything else is just white.
Yeah, that's me.
Then my
Someone
then my
earlier-
face is just all kinds of things of how I just grow my.
I'm the stereotypical like. I'm like white, but I'm like tan at the same time.
So you're white.
Yeah, I can't tan. I literally just burn.
I don't go outside, so
If I burn, it'll be like burned for a day, and then after that, it'll be tanned, and I'll be like, all right, that's not how tanning works, but that's how my body works.
Okay.
Whatever. It's not healthy, I know, but you know,
Yeah.
shit happens.
someone earlier today said it was a ghost. It's like, thanks. I need to know my skin color.
It's like,
It's
what's
not like I'm in it 24 hours a day.
Like,
yeah, but
dude,
you
do
don't
hear
think
that
about
you're
your
white?
skin color 24
realize?
hours a day. Barely think about an hour a day.
Wow.
That's quite a bit.
I walk in front of a mirror and I think, ooh, who the fuck is that? That looks. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Just need to make it 13 more minutes.
Oh, I thought it was 9.
We can call it a day.
Can we talk about how good Ireland is now?
Oh yeah, we the
they're
fucking
probably
shit
gonna get
now,
better
boys.
when I transfer them. Whenever I do that, if I ever do
Oh.
that.
Do that.
Weeks.
We
I
need
might
we
not
need
do
more
it.
transfers soon. Because I was the only S41 or S42 Ireland player.
I don't know. I planned with my player. I was like, I'm gonna skip the World Junior Championships because I don't give a two shits about it. Which I end up being the GM.
Yeah, I was a
partly,
GM for a couple seasons and it was fun for a bit, but I kind of just got bored of it.
Yeah, partly because I wanted to make sure my player would not be in the. But it was also fun to pick a roster and be like, hey, we fucking dominated round robin, and then we lose in the bronze medal. Then we fucking go to bronze medal and lose. It's like great. But that was done with
Wait,
the
who are you
lowest
again?
average. Weird Team World. I was done with the lowest average TPE team.
Oh, yeah.
Our defense was
Oh, you actually calculated that?
no, it was one of the articles. Someone wrote out an article and showed all the average DPE for each
Oh,
team.
I actually did it myself the year before.
But yeah, it was like our highest defense. Our both goalies were basic shit, 155. Our top defenseman was like 300, and our second was like 207, and everyone else was under
Yikes.
200. Our forwards
I
were
thought mine,
top tier
I
though.
thought my team was bad.
But
My team had only won 350 because the other 350 was inactive.
I think we went 8-1-1 in round robin, and then we beat Germ Austria in the
And
first.
then the US, I think.
No, it's
Then lost
Canada,
to US.
Austria. Most of their players are either Canadian or American, and they just transferred. And the thing is, they pick up the most
US
promising
already has
Americans
many
too.
players.
I was thinking of switching over to Czechs,
13
but,
goalies.
you know.
Like most teams had one.
Yeah, most teams barely had enough for one goalie, and then there's this one team's like, yeah, we have 18 goalies. We'll trade you them. It's like, all right.
Surprise!
Yeah,
US
that's
won the.
dope.
God damn it.
Just be nice
Yeah,
to
he
have a
went-
goal
Whatever.
scorer.
Eleven-
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of expected to get last this season, so I'm totally happy with silver.
Dude, I'm happy with not being the worst team. That was the whole goal from the start. It's just let's just not be the worst team and
That was sort of my goal
competition.
too. 'Cause,
I've
I mean,
never
we're
been
actually we will
like
be good, but
on
we had
the
like
team that
only
was the
a
worst.
43s. Like I think our entire
When I was on Portland, that was probably when I was on the worst team. It was a shit
I've only
show.
been on like 2 teams, so I wouldn't know.
I've been on like 9.
I've been on 2.
I've been 3 SMJL, JHL, and then like
Count that.
8 fucking SHL. Fucking journeyman.
Do all of them.
I'm gonna try and keep it low this player, but you know, who knows? I'm the person that kinda subconsciously is trying to find a reason to leave just so I can leave, but I'm trying to not do that this season, but you know, shit happens.
Yeah, well, I'm on fantasy, so I don't really have a choice. I feel I don't really have a choice now.
Yeah. And it was funny, like I
But
was
hey, I'm
always
bad enough that
I never
I get
left a
traded
team in
in.
free agency until like 12 seasons into my career. I was always traded away, and it was always like a first round pick was always involved in my trade.
Huh.
Whether
You
it
must
was
have been real cancerous.
yeah, totally. Fucking even Eggy got rid
What's
of me.
cancerous? What's
Me.
cancerous again?
Hexy.
Oh,
Yeah, me.
Hex the cancer.
The
Fucking
Hex
Hex the
alien.
locker room
passed
cancer.
around like locker rooms like a fucking yeah, fucking kicked out of the locker room. Well, I was only kicked out of the one.
Sounds great.
The other
Sounds
one
like
I
a
willingly
great
left.
existence, buddy.
It's fun. You get to meet a bunch of people. You get to realize you hate a lot of people. A lot of people get to realize they don't
Yeah,
like you.
that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. To be honest, I think I've kind of found myself in like this current situation, like site wise, where a lot of people like me and not a lot of people hate me, which I think is good.
I
Because
feel
I'm like that one guy who's like very non-offensive, like I don't piss people off.
I'm the opposite. I
Yeah,
say
I'm
what
kinda
I
the
want
opposite.
when I want.
But I also
Yeah, I
am terrible
remember
at getting
Clint and I
TPs,
got off
so.
on the wrong foot to begin with, but
I
now
don't
we're
remember
best
that.
friends.
I think
We
I'm at a
usually-
point where it's like 50-50. It's either you've been in the locker room with me and you like me, or you've been in a locker room with me and you hate me.
My first
For me,
ever
it's no one
interaction with
knows
you
me.
was when you negged me on the old site.
I probably did that. I don't know.
What did I neg you for?
When I made
I can actually check right now.
It was probably
Stupid post.
it was probably like a pun or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'd like to hear
Okay,
what it was.
I'm gonna check.
Let's
Cause
check what?
I'm checking my rep. You know,
Oh.
to make sure I
I
know
don't even know how that
why
works, honestly.
my
I think it's always been
boy-
just 0.
I know
why
I
Hex
was
negged me.
I was negged like twice on the old site. One
So
was
when
like
I left the
pissed
site, I
off
had
the
a
dude.
reputation of 41 points.
You fucking champion,
So-
man.
Hex decided that. So I said, "Stay in your
decided,
lane," in the
whoa.
Logan. In
Oh
in
yeah,
some
that's
sort
right.
of
You
Logan
said stay
thing.
in your lane.
And
I
he
was
says,
like, fuck
anyone that
off.
uses "stay in your lane" deserves to strike that.
Yeah, I was not. I do not agree with that terminology.
Look at my report.
I was
My
doing it
reputation
just to
report's
be a
pretty
joke.
good.
Like I'm not the kind of person who just goes around
I mean,
randomly
I
spouting
know
before
that,
ball.
but even as a joke, that's like, don't say that. That's just
Like, kill
so
yourself.
stupid.
I've got
Okay,
a great
here's-
reputation report. I have no anything.
Here's my first down rep on the site. It's this it was just a kid that got banned because he signed up as Simon Palat, who was already a player, and he was being a troll. And I said something.
Oh.
It's like, I said, if you want to be offended, that's your own fault. You choose to be offended, not us. I posted like a video that said that, and his response was, "Fuck you, kid. Personally, I'd say that your IQ is mostly likely below average, if not non-existent. Please do everyone a favor and end your
Wow.
life. Also, in this situation, most people would say that feel bad for your mother for dealing with petulant child such as yourself. But personally, I do not feel bad for your mother, as I believe she was nothing but a worthless sack of shit that was fucked by pity and overcame you." And out came you. She was probably nothing but a retarded cunt that bred, and even more an even more autistic child that manages to waste his time commenting on other people's posts with other bullshit, which is just proves to everyone who's reading that he is in fact nothing but a retarded cunt, just like his mother. Please once again do the world a
That's a
favor and
mega
end in your
oof.
life. And while you're at it, you should probably put your mother down like the dog she is. Now run along, kid. It's
Hot
probably past your
damn.
bedtime anyways.
I mean,
That's
like, I put it like that. I don't
that's
know.
a
That's a
Both
big
have
oof
offended
right
Ben.
there.
That's a fucking perfect. Oh, and this was a post, and I'll link. I'll post in the posty post. That was the comment that set him off because it was the I was offended video by Steven
I'm
Hughes.
still at this point. No one's chosen anything like Simon T or like like forfeit or passed or something like that yet.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
remember
like that
Cardi
should
had
be
an idea where I think it was Cardi, where you make a new player with the same name as your old player, and it was kind of like how you went through your career and now you've fallen back to juniors because you basically regress and you work your way back up. Maybe it wasn't Cardi that said it, but I don't know. Someone said you just make
Okay.
if you did the whole narrative of you did your one player and then you did it again with the same player name, and it was just kind of like showing like, hey, you made it, and then you fell back down to earth. Hey, you made it again. It's like, okay, cool. 4 minutes.
Why
left.
is that thread you posted 5 pages long?
I don't know.
It's longer than any player page ever should be.
Wow.
Like I
My
said,
player. Did I tell you guys the story of how Eggy accidentally deleted my player page, my first player page? So I had to create a new one, and I had to create a new update thread.
I remember when CrossFit said I was the one that deleted it.
fucking Eggy. Dude, Eggy's awesome though.
Yeah.
He puts up with my shit.
Pony fucker.
I'll fucking ask him the stupidest questions. It'll be like the stupidest rule clarification questions I could find, and it'll be like whatever.
Well, I thought
Eggy's
this
a
site
cool
was
dude.
cool enough to be a safe space for hockey fans all around.
I remember one of the questions I asked was like, so technically in the rulebook it never mentions coaches. So does that mean I can coach for a team that I'm not on the roster for? And he's like, well, yeah.
That
It
was an
only
accident.
specifies for GMs, but he said if you do get a coaching job, we'll just create the rule. And I was like, so then technically, as of now, I can be a coach for a different team. And he's like, yes.
Wait, coach is a thing in SHL?
I mean, it's a role that has, but to be fair, like the last coach I can remember is Edmonton using Leafs Forever as a coach, but it wasn't even that because Ace just took over lines and he's like, no, fuck you.
Ooh, first line with Garrett and Zajac.
Yeah, don't leak your lines, please.
Fuck.
When can the season
Oh my
start?
god, I lead our team in points and tests for 57 points.
Yeah,
Holy
that's an
shit.
anomaly. It's gonna be an anomaly.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to have a solid season this year.
Check the second one.
Oh man, Samuel McVeigh only has 0 points in 50 games. That
Blues
sucks.
Blues being point per game is like
Look
Look at
Blues
that
winning
joke
a cup.
of a defense, though.
Hey,
Fucking
me being a point per game
Hey.
is
like
definitely
most of
possible.
your defense is less than 20 points. Like, come on.
I'm a Blues.
Well, yeah, we only have 3 good defensemen.
Only 3.
Is okay.
Leafs
Who the
have-
fuck's O'Callaghan? I thought he was.
I don't know who this
Defenseman.
is.
Who the fuck is O'Callaghan? What's his username? Because I know I'm thinking of Serrator, and it's not who it is. It's someone else entirely. But who's O'Callaghan?
That's Dangle.
Who?
Dangles.
Oh, Dangles. All right.
Dangies.
It's fucking. You know, Rice said he'd be here, and he fucking lied to us.
He said he might be here.
No, he
Yeah.
said he'd be here. Fuck off.
He basically said he's hanging
He
out
told
with
me
his 10
personally.
puppies.
He told personally. No. But yeah. Well, we have a minute. We have 40 seconds
there's
left.
like a new meme in the St. Louis locker room about how I was like telling everyone how I was starting high school on Tuesday. So
I
then
believe it.
everyone just started. I did start high school on
Oh.
Tuesday.
I started it
Yeah,
last
like
year.
I said, I
bastard.
believe. Started my second year of
Yeah,
college.
Wow, you're an
I
old
wouldn't
man.
start high school Tuesday, but I went back to high school on Tuesday.
Dude,
It's fun.
high school's fun, especially your senior year when you have a bunch of fuck around
Yeah.
classes and you're just like,
That's yeah.
I mean, the thing about this year is that like I'm at the complete bottom of the totem pole, so I'm basically like screwed over in
Who cares?
terms of
Oh, don't worry. I'm a grade 12 and I'm getting screwed over.
wow,
in a
that's
different
great.
way.
dude, high school is so easy.
we
too.
no, but no.
If
I
you
mean,
just
like we don't
show
get
up.
lockers.
Our high school
Grade
had
12s
lockers,
didn't get
but
lockers because there are like 500 grade 9s in the school right now.
Jesus, like our school had lockers, but teachers just let you bring your backpacks into the classroom.
Yeah.
So you
same
never
thing
use
here.
Well,
them.
yeah, they
You
let us do that too. But
it got to the
kind
point
of,
actually where like the first year they gave you a locker, and then I think after that you had to request to get a locker given to you. But like I said, I never used a locker in high school.
I don't use a locker either. What
Middle
I do
school
is
I
they
I
rarely
basically
use
forced
it,
us to
but
use
then
lockers,
winter
and
is
they
a
didn't even
thing.
let us bring our backpacks down to lunch, so we had to use
That's
lockers, which
stupid.
sucked. And it was, and you had to, and it was actually like combination you had to remember, and that was just awful. When I got to high
I
school, I'm
remember-
like,
I
I'm never
sound
using a
fucking
fucking
horrible.
locker.
I also remember the lockers being like an inch wide.
Oh yeah, they're fucking tiny, and it's like,
So
ugh.
it's like you had to just push your backpack right in full force and just hope it goes in.
What's even better is if you forget something in your locker, or or me, like my locker fucking got jammed in middle school. And so I was like, well, shit, that has my backpack and all my stuff in it and my coat. And it was like winter. And it was like a day or two fix. And I was like, fuck. And it was funny because the assistant principal came and he's like, all right, well, I have the key that opens it. He tests it and is like, oh, it's not working. He tests it on the person like to the right of me, and his locker has like a broken key already in it. So when he turned the key, it broke his key. And I was just like,
wow,
okay,
that's
great.
genius.
I need to get in my locker. It has like my backpack and all my homework and like coat, and it'll be like,
Well, you
we'll
got
have it
your
open
ass
by
fucked
tomorrow.
over.
That was fun. It was middle school. Nothing in middle school matters.
Dude, middle school, like being an 8th grader last year was basically like fun because I got to boss everyone. I was like, you're like the head honchos.
Cunt.
I'm not a bully. I'm not a bully. In fact, I was bullied when I was in
Yeah, I'm
elementary
just a
school.
tall, lanky
Well, you
nerd, so
deserved it.
basically age never really
Hey,
matters
hey,
to
hey,
me.
hey,
I'm
Clint.
just always
The
that.
fact that you said that makes me want to bully you now.
All right. Well, that was episode 17 of the RiotCast. Tune in next time where we inevitably ramble for an hour.